Hello students, today in this video we will be beginning the study of the fourth and the last part of the chapter Going Places written by A.R. Barton, and we'll be beginning from page number 83, and this is the last part of this particular chapter. And when we begin with this particular part of the chapter, we come to know that Sophie is actually waiting for the footballer Danny Casey, where she thinks that perhaps Danny Casey will come and meet at a particular place which she thinks actually that she has appointed and thought so, and she is so much indulged into the thought of hero worship that she feels that he would come actually and meet her, he would come and meet her. Now, my dear students, let's read this particular part, and we'll come to know that actually he didn't come over there simply because he thought that Sophie thought that this particular place is a lovely place. It's a romantic place for two lovers to meet, and that is why she chose this place. And there's nothing what she actually tells before in this we come to know before in this chapter that she hadn't actually told anything about this particular place even to Danny Casey over here. Now we come to know that this is actually the whatever the thoughts actually that have given birth to such instances, and she is so much indulged into that particular thought. Now let's begin this particular part of the chapter, and we come to know that after dark she walked by the canal along a sheltered path lighted only by glare of lamps. Now she finds a place. This particular place is very romantic, which is so lovely. She waits near the canal, and there's a sheltered part over there, and it's lighted by the glare of the lamps present in that particular area. It's all lightened up from the wharf across the water, and there is a wharf across the water. There's a dockyard, there is a shipyard actually over there. There's a harbor over there when actually boats come and be over there, and they just download their stuff over there and across the water. And the unceasing drone of the city was muffled and distant. Unceasing means over here means a continuous person of attraction over in this area is Danny Casey, and he's considered, and it's written over here, the word drone over word used over here. Drone, my dear students, is actually used for male B. Now, unceasing drone, when we are using this particular word, unceasing drone, for Danny Casey over here, we come to know that it seems muffled and distant. It seems that it is a faint hope on behalf of Sophie that she would actually come and he would come and meet Sophie. Now, it was a place where she had often played when she was a child. It was a particular place in the childhood also where she used to come over there. And there was a wooden bench beneath a solitary elm. Now, there was a particular elm tree over there. It was isolated. And where lovers sometimes came and sat over there, and she sat down to wait. It was a perfect place. My dear student, it was a perfect place for lovers, and she had always thought for a meeting of this kind, and for those who wished not to be observed, it was a perfect place to come and meet at this particular place. And she knew it, he would approve, but she did not ask from Danny Casey actually regarding that he should come and meet her over there. She did not actually had a talk about this, and we don't get any such traces in the earlier part of the chapters, in the earlier three parts in which we had read. Now, moving ahead in the next para, we come to know for some while waiting, she imagined his coming. She is waiting over there, waiting for Danny Casey over there, that he would come actually and meet her. She watched along the canal. She tried to search near the canal. Perhaps he would come over there. He would be waiting over there, come and meet her. Seeing him come out of the shadow, she thought it's going too late now. But somehow this man would come and meet her. Danny Casey would come and meet her. Imagined her own consequent excitement. And the excitement was a lot. She was just so much thrilled of meeting this man, Danny Casey. Not until some time had elapsed, some time had passed by, did she began balancing against this thought the idea of his not coming. Now, when a bit of time passed by, she started thinking that perhaps he might not come. Now, here I sit, she said to herself. Now, she is actually much more worried now. It feels over here, and she has started balancing the things. And she is seeing that the time is passing away now. And I feel the pangs of doubt, and she starts the feel of pain of doubt in the heart that perhaps this man won't come over here. Stirring inside me, arousing inside her. I watch for him, but still there is no sign of him. And she finds that there is no sign of his coming. I remember Jeff saying that he would never come. And now she remembers what her brother Jeff told her, that he would actually not come, and how none of them had actually believed her when I told them. And I wonder, what will I do now? If I go empty-handed back at home, and when I will tell the other people, or other people will ask me that did he come? Did he came? So what will happen in such a situation? What can I tell them now if he doesn't come? What we know how it was, Danny and me, but she is still balancing her emotions over here. We see over here, and she accepts the thing that we know how it was all. It was Danny and her. And the main thing, how can you help what people choose to believe? And she does not seems much more worried about what people would actually think of her and Danny. In such a situation, how can you help what people choose to believe? But all the same, it makes me despondent. It made her much more despondent. She feels much more worried. She is much more gloomy. She is much more sad. And she is just waiting over there, and there is no sign of his coming, or no sign of Danny's coming over here, that he is coming. This knowing, I'll never be able to show them they were wrong to doubt me. In such a situation, students, when she saw that the fellow Danny Casey is not over there, now the thing emerges, this particular thought emerges in the mind of Sophie, that she won't be able to wrong the people now. That this fellow Danny Casey actually did come. She waited, measuring in this time the changes taking in a place. She waited for a long time, and resignation was no sudden thing. Resignation means over here the giving up of thought that he would actually come was not happening. Now I have become sad, she thought, and it is a hard burden to carry. It is a hard burden to carry for her, and sitting here waiting and knowing he will not come. He is sitting over here. My dear students, she is sitting over here and thinking about that he didn't come, and I can see the future and how will I have to live with this burden that she had the thought that he would come and he did not come. Already I envisage the slow walk home. Envisage, my dear students, means imagined. And Jeff disappointed face when I tell him he didn't come, that Danny. And when she would return back home, even the brother Jeff would ask from her, did he come or not? And in such a situation, she would have to give a reply, he didn't come, that Danny, Jeff didn't come. And then he'll fly out and slam the door, and then he would also disbelieve me that it was again one of my just wild stories, and then in such a situation, he would leave. But we know how it was. I shall tell myself, Danny and me. But I know how it was. We know, me and Danny know how it was all. It is a hard thing, this sadness. I climbed the crumbling steps to the street. She started moving towards the way back home with crumbling steps, with broken steps. Now, outside the pub, she passed her father's bicycle propped against the wall. She saw that the father was still in the pub over there, enjoying over there, and was glad to see that when she would be actually returning home, she would not have to face her father. He would not be there when she get home, and that is why she was a bit happy. But when she was returning in the way, excuse me, but aren't you Danny Casey? Coming through the arcade, and she pictured him again outside the Royce's. Outside the Royce's means outside the Royce's window, the same shop where they both had met earlier. So she actually saw him again over there. Pictured means viewed him. She viewed him, Sophie viewed him again outside the Royce's window over there. When she was passing the arcade, when she was in the market over there, and he turned readingly, slightly, means feeling shy. Reading means feeling shyly. Yes, that's right. And Sophie asked a question over here. I watch you every week. She says over here, I watch you every week with my dad and my brothers, and we think that you are a great footballer. You are a lovely sportsman. Now, Danny Casey, oh, well, now, that's very nice. Thank you that you people watch my sports, my game, and how I play, and I am your favorite player. Thank you that you are my fan, and your family is my fan. Thank you. And Sophie says, I wonder, would you imagine signing an autograph? Again, she puts up the same thing of signing an autograph, asking for an autograph from Danny Casey, and his eyes on the same level as your own. Now she sees that actually Danny Casey is somewhat of the same height as of he is the same height just as her, and his nose is freckled. Freckle means actually the small patch of light brown color on the skin of becoming much more pronounced due to the exposure of sun, my dear students. So his nose is actually a little bit brown just due to the exposure of the skin, and turns upwards slightly, and when he smiles, he does so shyly and exposing his teeth with gaps in between. There were gaps in between between the teeth of the mouth of this player Danny Casey. And his eyes are green, she saw, and when he looks straight at you, they seem to shimmer, they seem to shine, they seem to glimmer. They seem gentle and almost afraid, like a gazelles. Now, gazelles, my dear students, is actually a small, slender antelope that typically curved horns and a fawn-colored coat with white underparts found in Africa and Asia. This particular kind of gazelles are found in Asia and Africa, my dear students. And you look away, you let his eyes run over you a little, and when she just turned her eyes away from Danny Casey, and then you come back to find them slightly breathless. And when the eyes come back and faces this footballer again, and she feels a breathlessness within her. Moving ahead, Danny Casey says, I don't seem to have a pen at all. Again, he says the same thing, that he doesn't have a pen at all, and you realize you haven't either. And Sophie says, my brothers will be very sorry. She accepts the thing that her brothers will be very sorry, and afterwards you wait there alone in the arcade for a long while, and then when this footballer Danny Casey is gone from there, and then we come to know that in the arcade, in the market, Sophie remains standing right at the particular spot where this man, Danny Casey, was over there, standing where he stood, remembering the soft, melodious voice. She remembers the lovely voice of this footballer, Danny Casey, and the shimmer of the green eyes, the glimmer of the eyes, or the shining eyes. She remembers that. no taller than you, he was not taller than her, no bolder than you, he was not bolder than Sophie, and the prodigy, the genius person, the innocent genius person, the great Danny Casey. And she saw it all again, and again she went as the family had always the fan of United team, and that is why they again went to see the match. And the last Saturday, it's written over here, as she saw it all again. Last Saturday saw him goes past the lumbering defenders. Again, we see it just like as a match is going on, a football match is going on. Saw him goes past the lumbering defenders. Lumbering means stumbling defenders, and heard the 50,000 catch their breath. These 50,000 people are present in the stadium to watch, have come to watch the match of the United. Catch their breath as he hovered momentarily over the ball. Hovered means driftly, and momentarily means for a short moment, and then the explosion of his sound actually just filled the whole area in the stadium as he struck it crisply into the goal. Crisply means firmly and swiftly into the goal, and then the explosion of a sound could be heard, and the sudden thunderous eruption of exultant approbation. Exultant means joyful, and approbation means praise. So the whole stadium was filled and packed with people, and it was a moment of joy. And they were applauding, admiring, praising, just enjoying what they saw. And in this way, the chapter comes to an end. Thank you, students.